Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I am crazy excited today because everything following this Ripple lawsuit is just looking good, guys. I've told you so many times before, I think XRP will not be considered a security in the future, and today what we've seen is looking beautiful because it really once more hammers exactly on that fact. Oh, it's amazing. I'm going to talk about that today. Having said that, we are giving away 250 XRP the first time a video hits 1,500 likes within 24 hours. And all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. Having said that, I was just checking out the Legal Briefs video, and I thought, you know what, let me record just after watching this so it's fresh in my memory. Perfect frame right there, my man. I did him dirty for that one. I also commented, thank you, Dad, because, man, this guy knows how to explain his stuff. However, what it was basically about and what the whole point of this all is that a little bit earlier, we were discussing, even the video I made prior to this one, we were discussing what scenarios could happen for XRP/Ripple and what the price would kind of work towards, right? Now, one of the most interesting things that happened was that the SEC has kind of converged into a really difficult scenario where they have two options. And what they're doing right now is they're leaving the options open. They have the option of saying, okay, XRP was sold as an investment contract in the past and still now, or, okay, we're looking only at Ripple's direct sales as investment contracts, because the first one would mean Ripple has sold investment contracts to people, but the secondary market, so you and I transacting XRP, for example, too, that is also bad. And that, of course, would be a very difficult lawsuit. The other part would basically just mean they're only going to attack Ripple. They're only going after them and they're going to see what they can fetch their end. The letter from John Deaton, the motion to intervene, was, of course, really not, not taken that positively, in my opinion. However, Ripple used that document to actually form a more interesting opinion, to formulate it better, and to attack the SEC once more, because with this letter that John Deaton filed, which once more, masterpiece, beautiful, has actually made a couple of things really clear. What did it make clear? Well, it made clear that the SEC hasn't really made it properly clear for exchanges whether or not they could relist it. And why haven't they done that? Because they're leaving all the options open. So Ripple is saying, SEC, make up your mind. Do you want to go for the whole freaking battle, all these billions of transactions, or do you just want to sue us and work in the past? And that's also something that Jeremy pops up here and which I was thinking about too. I think ultimately the SEC will only choose to go after the sales of XRP from the past, so things that have been done before they actually filed the suit on the 22nd of December, and not for the future sales, because whatever they want to do, they cannot really argue that XRP is still a security, and they cannot really tell me that my transaction from me to a friend is doing something bad because I have nothing to do with Ripple. And then the thing also pops up, in my opinion, this is a really big thing, that they're not really protecting investors with the way that they're doing things right now. They're only hurting us. They're only hurting the people. And that's something which Jeremy refers to here as a reason why they might go for a settlement here, which could be really good for both parties. For Ripple, because, well, they're safe a little bit. The worst case scenario is a really hefty fine. And for the SEC, because, well, they have a winnable thing. If they want to go for everything, it's going to be really hard for them to win, really hard. Now, they can always say to the judge, well, see, we're not trying to go after all the secondary market, not trying to go after all these transactions. No, we're just going against Ripple, a multi-billion-dollar company who sold investment contracts. We're not going against all the people whom we're trying to protect, because the motion to intervene by John Deaton shows tens of thousands of people, or let's say thousands of people, because I know it's 10,000 in a little bit, who actually did not like or appreciate the SEC's action. We actually did not want them to interfere or intervene because, well, what they did was really only hurting us, hurting our investment, hurting our pockets. So what they did was really against us. And I also think if that were to really put in and the judge could see, which she'll still hear about, obviously, she'll still take it into consideration. Yeah, it's going to be not too nice. Once more, it's not legal advice, by the way, not financial advice, because I have no freaking clue. This is just what I found and what I've thought about. If you disagree, hey, that's all up on you, right? Because I'm not a lawyer, so take that into consideration. Logically speaking, if the judge were to listen and kind of think about it that way, like, there's 10,000 people right now who want to, file a motion to intervene because they're not agreeing with what the SEC is doing to protect exactly those 10,000 people. That doesn't make any freaking sense to me, right? So In the end of things, this was a really beautiful day. This is all looking extremely profitable, extremely good. And once more, I'm telling people, and I'll keep telling people, XRP price is going to ultimately do so beautifully because of all of this. If they just either get relisted or if they just win this lawsuit on the fact that XRP, okay, might have been a security in the past. Okay, who cares? But is not a security anymore in the future. However, we should differentiate a couple of things, because if XRP is actually deemed to be a security up till the point of the lawsuit, it's still a bad thing, because all these exchanges will most likely still be sued. There'll still be a couple of issues because people are going to sue them saying, you sold me an investment contract, you sold me a security and made money on that, but it was unregistered. That would be very freaking annoying, and it might actually be that some of the exchanges will have a hard time listing it again because they are afraid still of some backlash from the past. However, taking that all into mind, that will most likely still not happen. Once more, my own opinion. XRP will eventually get relisted again, because right now we've seen Ripple's going full offense with a real good freaking odd of getting a potential settlement or a partial settlement. I wrote it down here. Partial settlement depending on the SEC, and again, what the SEC decides. Future safe if the SEC doesn't go after the secondary market. That's the partial settlement. And he has actually a couple of small clips here from different parts of the lawsuit in which, for example, some relevant background here was given. On December 22nd, the SEC filed this action alleging, as relevant here, the defendants Ripple Labs, Inc., Ripple, and Ripple's two CEOs engaged in unregistered unregistered offers and sales of XRP from 2013 through December 2020 in violation of Section 5 of Securities Act. Once more, or I'm going to say here, it's all past tense. And then the other one here, let's quickly see where it was here. On December 22nd, the SEC filed this action alleging, as relevant here, the defendants Ripple Labs, Inc. and Ripple's two CEOs engaged in unregistered offers and sales of XRP from 2013 through December 2020 in violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act. At the heart of the SEC's case, it is contention that defendants offered and sold, once more past tense, XRP as investment contracts and therefore securities under SEC v. Howey. You guys get the picture? I think it's really interesting. So he's basically saying that there's a good chance that some partial settlement might be coming. I think it's really interesting. And all I can say, guys, is, man, let's just freaking wait for this one to come by, and man, support this man if you can, because this guy is also really saving my ass here. Because once more, I try to read myself into all this law stuff, but it's really difficult, especially since I'm not from the US. A lot of you guys do not know that, but I'm not a native English speaker even. Some people seem to say, oh, I guess you're American, so it's all easy for you. You know how often I see that comment down below? It's pretty damn funny. But man, I also wonder what John Deaton is thinking right now. He's always tweeting out, and I always update myself with his tweets because I find it hilarious. Because this guy is really on to something, and he's really adamant to get his story out there. But I believe he's really happy with the whole situation right now as well. 3 hours ago, he said, I've been warning the crypto community that the SEC v. Ripple case is a threat to all crypto since they filed the first writ of mandamus on January 1st. Now, we have absolute proof of what we've been warning for. Read the SEC's objection to our pre-motion letter. The SEC makes the absurd claim that because some XRP holders purchased XRP as a speculative investment and it's traded in secondary markets on digital asset trading platforms, that that is proof that Ripple, Brad Gauntlet, Howard Chris Larsen offered and sold XRP as an investment contract. I guess nobody buys Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other digital asset as a speculative investment. Sorry, I must be wrong. And if the SEC gets shut down, Ripple and XRP, I'm sure SEC will stop here. It will be my honor. Oh no, that's something else. So yeah, let's quickly read this sideways. Okay, let me. Okay, I have to turn my head, or can I read it like no? Intervention should be denied for other reasons. Movement's ultimate goal in seeking to intervene is for XRP to become available again for trading on digital asset platforms so that Movements may buy and sell XRP as a speculative investment. Letter at 1-2 noting investor losses due to delisting and or halting the speculative investment, but an improper basis to seek to intervene in this case. Intervention would serve no purpose here. Defendants with several law firms representing them are already making the arguments Movements want to advance as to whether XRP was offered and sold as a security. If Movements wants to advance the argument that they are investors, the SEC will make that argument. Moreover, if the court permitted, this is annoying to read sideways by the way, Movements to intervene, all other XRP holders, including a large class of XRP investors who have already sued defendant Ripple Labs Inc., Ripple, for unregistered security offerings or unregistered offers basically in sales of XRP securities, would likely seek to intervene too. Intervention would thus create an avalanche of claims and near certainty of undue delay, complexity, and confusion, as one court in this district put it in denying a motion to intervene in an SEC action. Whoa. Okay, neck officially broken. I tried my best though. There's easier ways to have done this, but I should have thought about that earlier since I didn't prepare to talk about John Deaton's tweet. I kind of messed myself up here a little bit, but the idea is still really freaking clear. The SEC is trying to get out of this and basically said, well, they're doing some speculative investments, which would make this all complex because, well, they don't really add anything. They're just trying to speculate, which once more kind of confirms for us, once more the SEC, that Ripple is just selling unregistered securities. Makes no freaking sense, right? In my opinion, this is all just some really, really cheap defense because they have no point to freaking stand on anymore, no leg. So they're just trying to reach for something, they're trying to go for something. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. All of this makes no god freaking sense to me. SEC claims XRP holders want to cash out their tokens at profit. Dumb. They dumb? Dumb. I checked the thread here over on Twitter as well. Name me a coin where you're not interested in making a profit. Isn't that the case in 99% of the products on any market? If you're buying gold, you're not buying gold really. Okay, some people are, but most people aren't just buying it to freaking hang it on their wall just for decoration. No, most people buy it to actually make some money with that, and funny enough, to eat it. Yes, people eat gold. Yep. Why? Well, because it's shiny. So, I don't know. It's some of the worst and strangest wording I've ever seen. Literally. Adam also says here, so instead of protecting us, SEC is attacking us. Got it. Okay, I don't want to say the last part here. I might have to take the like. I'm going to like it still, though, because I think he is spitting some facts here. They're supposed to protect you, yet what we're seeing... What happened right there? How does that work? There's two now, and if I like it, there's one. That's odd. But he does have a point. The SEC is supposed to protect us all together, but the only thing they're doing here is really just putting us into the freaking ground. What about Bitcoiners? They aren't interested in profits? That's also so crazy. How is that an argument? How is that something you can say? It's so freaking BS to me. It really makes no freaking sense. Deaton claims that he's not a disgruntled XRP investor who lost money on the token in January 2021 tweet. If you don't consider the suppression in price due to the SEC filing, I've never even claimed to have lost money on XRP, which is interesting as well. So there's two things I would like to say. One is they have a point, the SEC, where all the people who lost money will most likely come in as well and say something about it. In a different sense, in this case here, there's just let's say thousands of people who want to come in and explain how the SEC, who is supposed to protect, is hurting their investments. And albeit freaking because they want to make money on that. Okay, still, even though we're speculating and we're doing some crazy, shady investments, possibly, in their opinion, doesn't mean they should really hurt us on the road. Doesn't mean we don't have anything to say in this sense. We might just speculate on that. Because what's the difference between this one and Bitcoin and Ethereum? What is the freaking difference? I don't really get it. And also the last part was that it's doing that to avoid an avalanche of claims. Yet, once more, I don't think they get the severity of this. And there's 10,000 people who are backing this. 10,000 people is a lot in a community of, let's say, 2 million. That is a lot of people who are backing this claim, who are here to show the SEC that this is really crazy. I don't really get how they're just trying to play it off like it's nothing. And in the end, it's really difficult to also understand why they would not want the motion to intervene. Like the basic thing they're doing as the SEC is trying to protect investors. So when the investors they're trying to protect come up and say, hey, we want to also have a say in this because Ripple might not act in our best interest. The SEC might not act in our best interest. Only the XRP community can act in the XRP community's best interest. We want to come in and do our say and explain what's going on and what we think and how the SEC has hurt us. They're like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's basically what they're saying. It's so freaking odd. I don't freaking get it. If you do, you should definitely let me know in the comment section down below because, man, the more I read into it, the more I just break my freaking brain. And maybe eventually, if I keep reading here, I'll become a lawyer just because I've been busy so much here. And I've finally noticed now that the SEC's lawyer also has no idea what he's doing. At least that's what I'm thinking here. He's just writing a couple things down. I have no clue who is agreeing to all these statements and who is coming together with all these facts because the lawsuit doesn't make sense. The arguments don't really make sense. Their rebuttals basically don't really make sense. Their amendment that they made before doesn't really make any sense. Their response now doesn't make any sense. It really is one of the biggest shit shows I've ever seen. However, I haven't seen that many lawsuits, so I mean, it doesn't say much coming from me. Still, though, I think you all would agree that there's so many missing parts. What doesn't make sense is how they are not trying to protect us as investors. What doesn't make sense is how they just claimed this lawsuit for Ripple before going off, Jay Clayton, for example. What doesn't make sense is how they're treating XRP so different than Bitcoin and Ethereum. What doesn't make sense is that they don't want to give the Bitcoin and Ethereum documents. And I can go like this for another 15 minutes. It just it doesn't really make any sense. And how are they also so much against Ripple on some of these points? Ripple is really clearly in the right. And that is once more where it's going to be really interesting. Because really, in the near future here, we might have a partial settlement, which could be good, because that would mean all XRP from the future and all the escrow and all that type of stuff is going to be taken out of the equation, taken out of this lawsuit, which would be really, really nice. And I'm really wondering what's going to come out from that. I'm really freaking wondering. I'm watching with a very keen eye, watching really, really closely, and I'll update you guys as we know more and as we find out more. Because once more, this is important stuff. This is important stuff. And now another thing we have coming up, as I said before, is I believe April 6th, the document and the part about the Bitcoin and Ethereum documents. That is also going to be really, really interesting. This, however, is something really important to know because a possible settlement could be coming up, and we all know the XRP price is most likely going to react really positively to anything regarding the lawsuit that is positive. So if they clear at least a part, which could be the secondary market for XRP, oh my days, would that be bullish? And oh my days, would a lot of people start to buy into XRP because that means XRP from now on forward, whatever we are selling, whatever we are doing, is all in the clear. So that's, again, kind of a basis for a worst case scenario, which cannot be too bad anymore. Because that basically would also mean exchanges can relist and things are going to be so freaking beautiful. I am excited, guys. I'm very freaking excited. Let me know if you are too down below in the comment section. Go check out GSX First Growth Coin, a gold-backed crypto. Personally, I have a couple $1,000s in this. Right now, it's 10 cents a coin, plus 5% bonus, plus 5% bonus via my link. Once more, I know I can lose all my money with stuff like this, with these investments, but I'm hoping to really get my money times 25, times 50, just some crazy return because it's the first of its kind and a freaking gold-backed crypto. That is interesting in my opinion. But once more, we will see, as I said, a couple $1,000s of mine in there. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. I also have a Patreon, by the way. Link is down below. Just go check it out.